Well, it's another exciting day. Loads going to be happening today again because just work's going on everywhere right now. We always love it when it's like this because there's so much going on. So first off, Tracy and Terry are going to be getting out here, getting the garden sorted, getting this finished off. There's quite a lot of work needed to be done. Obviously there's a massive amount of dirt that needs to be moved, and we need to raise the beds up like we've spoke about in the last few videos. So it's about now getting that all in place, getting that all set up and sorted, so that when Karen and Shane arrive in a couple of weeks time, we can just get on with planting. That's going to be the most important thing. On top of that, we have Brian. He's finishing off the wall down at the old gate, so nearly there with that now as well. And it's a long process, but they're using a proper technique to do it. It does take time because we're having it done properly. It was really quite important that we did get it done properly, and there it looks good, because it did look a bit of an eyesore after the accident. So it's nice to see it going back up and all back in place, and nice to know that we're going to be able to use the drive again. Me and Dad are going to be getting on with finishing off around the log store. Now, we did a lot of work around the logs on the log store, but we didn't actually finish off the area around it. Now, there's some old concrete pads there and it just looked a bit of a mess, so we kind of want to get all the concrete up and out, get it out of the way, and so that we can just make a nice area so that if Shane decides he wants to do something with plants there, he can do it. So we'll get some weed matting down possibly and get some chippings on top, just make it look a little bit more presentable and finished off over there. And the really exciting one is we've got Paddy coming today as well. So that means that the first of the windows in the salon are going in, which will mean there's only 4 windows left after the end of today. It means that we're going to be getting there with it nearly double glazed, but it'll also mean that the back is completely double glazed, and the difference it's going to make this winter, we genuinely were so excited, because the whole of the chateau is going to be usable space, whereas we've only ever had like 1 or 2 rooms to use before. To be able to know that we can have the whole of the chateau and enjoy Christmas, it's so exciting. So much going on, we better crack on. Well, job's all coming back along. We've got some finer weather. It's not peeing down, so I've been able to get back at the wall, get that rendered. I want to get it done as soon as, because it's not a nice job. It's not a job I particularly enjoy, but it needs doing. And it does look rough. We do rough first coat, get it all in, get it in all the gaps, and then what I do afterwards, go over with a finer coat and then basically fettle it in just so it looks nice and looks a lot better. It does look a lot better where I've done and where it's all fettled. But as you've seen, not a particularly entertaining job. Terry and Tracy at the garden, getting all this dirt moved, and as you can see, it still looks quite a mess over here, but there is reason for it, and there's reasons why we're doing what we're doing. We'll explain it to you so you can understand where we're going with it. So all this dirt has to be shifted, all this has to be dug up, all this has to be levelled off, get all these weeds out, get all the grass. And what we will be doing is we'll be in between the trees, like we've said, we're going to be putting some raised beds. So what we'll do is I'll take you over, show you the raised beds so you can see what it's going to look like, and there's plans for this as well. And Shane's had to think about the plants that are going to be going in, and the reason he's had to do that is a lot of these plants are going to be in the shade, so they're going to have to be shade loving plants, and they're going to have to do well without a massive amount of sun, because all the trees on the back wall kind of cover it. So it won't just be plants, there'll be bulbs, there'll be roses, there'll be all sorts going in, so it'll be a nice mix of colours and different things. But as you can see here, Terry and Tracy got this first couple done, and they're just building up in between the trees. And again, just create a nice barrier between the two areas. I think you'll be able to walk the back area as well. So you'll be able to walk around the outside in between. It'll just kind of define the areas, and it'll give it a bit more structure in here in the actual garden itself. So like I say, this will all be getting planted in with bulbs and plants and all sorts of beautiful things that'll make this front garden really start to pop. But again, time is counting down. We're a couple of weeks away from Karen and Shane arriving now, so let's crack on. Well, the day has finally arrived. We've been waiting for new double glazed windows, well, for 4 or 5 years now to finally get the grand salon done, because this has always been the worst room for windows. So what it also means is the full back side of the chateau will be double glazed, and it does make a difference, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, it does now.
And we have family over for Christmas. These are coming over for Christmas and New Year. Hopefully, if we get everything done, we can celebrate it in here.
Yes, a few drinks. My favourite subject.
So it'll be nice and cosy, but lots to do. So Paddy's on with getting the new windows sorted, so getting the glass in the new windows, getting all the, you'll have seen the bits that have been spray painted, that all has to be attached to the window and all the work done with that. I think we're going to crack on with getting these out and just cleaning it all up so that Paddy can literally just put them straight in. We'll give him a hand doing it.
Yep.
And job's a good one.
Let's crack on.
Let's crack on. Just come down in my hair. That was me. So, as you can see, these actually looked, if you look at this side, they don't actually look in too bad a condition. But when it comes to taking this off, it's literally, there's nothing left of it, it just crumbles in your hands. So, this is the reason they need to be done. Obviously we want double glazed windows anyway, but these are old and they've got to go. So, let's get them out. Now we'll pull the rest out with
No, we're all right,
Well, that's the first two windows out of the grand salon, so we're edging close to being fully double glazed, but there's a number of reasons why we've had to go double glazed and why we've had to replace all the windows. Now, first major reason is the temperature difference we get here between summer and winter. Now in summer, these windows would be absolutely fine. We could keep these, there wouldn't be a problem with them. The frames and the glass is in relatively good condition. However, in winter, the condensation that we get if we do try and heat up a room, it's impossible. And trying to retain that heat as well, obviously with it being single glazed, it means that we lose a lot of the heat through the windows. What that also means though, because of the condensation, it starts to sit in the wood and it starts to rot the wood out as well. So long-term solution is to be fully double glazed. We don't get that problem, and it just means that we keep and retain a lot more of the heat when we're trying to heat the Chateau up. So it's a lot more energy efficient as well. Secondly, we'll be all double glazed. We need to be double glazed, and like I say, it is really, really important. Now, these windows are free to go to home. If anyone would like some Chateau windows, the frames themselves are in relatively good condition. If you need some glass, if you're building a greenhouse, if you're in the local area, you're more than welcome to come and collect these. Just email us chateaudelalacelle@gmail.com and we'll make a time and you can come and collect them. There's about 8 sets right now. Again, not all of the frames are in amazing condition, but the windows themselves are all in pretty good nick. And obviously we've replaced all the cremons, but there's cremons on all the windows as well. You're welcome to the lot of them. But good job done, good job started. We just need to get the second ones in, so let's crack on. To me, we got 3. Okay. This one. it might not seem that much of a big step, but this is a huge step. Just getting these windows in, I can't take the smile off my face, because it means that we're going to be warm in here at Christmas. It means that we're not going to be losing heat through the windows. We're not going to be all condensated up because we've got the fire on. And it just means it's going to be a cosy space. But it's just another job ticked off the list. It's one of them jobs that, to be honest with you, this needed doing before any of the other windows in the entirety of the chateau needed doing. This room was probably the worst for all the windows combined. It was by far the worst. So to see some gleaming brand new windows, not only the brand new, they are the original, the replicas, and they just look so good. And to be double glazed, we are genuinely absolutely over the moon with them. So it's a nice job, it's ticked off. And Terry and Tracy, busy in the garden. Again, another massive job ticked off, getting all that rotavated, getting the beds built on that side. Again, it's a huge amount of work, but it's just nice to see these jobs being ticked off one by one as we edge closer to being done here. And we'll never be done, but the jobs that we wanted done initially when we set out, when we bought the chateau, we are ending the journey of jobs that we had for that. And Brian, obviously that was a job for Laura and Brian down there. That was an unexpected job, but to see that again, the artisanship, the craftsmanship in it, it's incredible. The job that they've done, it's absolutely beautiful. So it's nice to see that, and it's nice to know that we've got a working gate again. Me and Dad finished with a log store, done all around it as well. We've got our shuttering off, and we've took all the old concrete up from around it and got some weed matting down and got some chippings down it again. It's another usable space, and it just doesn't look like an eyesore anymore. These little jobs, it might sound so inconsequential and so insignificant, but just to know that they're done and the place is just getting closer and closer to being a beautiful chateau. So that's all we've got for you today. Hope you've enjoyed today's episode. We're, again, absolutely loving it right now, seeing all these things being completed. If you've enjoyed today's show, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and make sure you got the bell click for notifications. And we will see you in the next one. Goodbye.
If you'd like to be part of our journey and help restore the chateau, then please join us on Patreon, where you'll be part of our journey, receive a piece of the history, and get exclusive videos.